MacVoices at NAB 2024. MacVoices is at NAB in Las Vegas. I'm Chuck Joyner. Folks, the very first interview of the show has to be with Terri and Chris of LumaTouch. Guys, it's great to see you as always. And, you know, we do this every year.
We do. It's very nice to see you. I'm so glad you're here.
I am so glad, too. Chris, good to see you.
It's good to see you, Chuck. Always enjoy talking to you.
Well, we have a lot to talk about because we haven't done this for a little while. I think, actually, we missed one of your releases in January due to some schedule conflicts, but now we have a lot to talk about here at NAB. So I'm just going to let you guys run with it.
Okay, Chris, take it away.
All right. Well, we've got a big new release coming out later this summer, not too far off. We're just getting all the little kinks out of it, and it's our 5.0 release, and it has some big new features in it. The first biggest new feature is our enhanced keyframing, which gives you fully controllable keyframing with curved paths, with ease in and ease out on any path, with holds between keyframes. A beautiful editor that we've created that's really different than what anybody else has done. Like we always do, we start with what other people have done and then refine it until we have a perfect touch interface to make it so that, one, it's easy to create whatever flight path you want, whatever shape you want, but do it easily and have full control over it. Then we've also added one of our most sought after features forever is speed ramping, so that you can create beautiful speed ramps on your video, any speed you want, zoom it, speed in, slow down, whatever you want to do. Freeze frames are easier than ever. And then those two features are all in one pack called our Enhanced Keyframing Pack. That'll be an in-app purchase, one-time purchase as always, rather than a subscription. And we're also adding some wonderful free features to the app. We're giving you grids and guides in the preview, and we're giving you a fully resizable UI in the clip editor, which we haven't had in the past. So some really nice new features that enhance the whole work experience.
Terri, you have anything to add to that? That's a lot.
Well, I mean, that's coming soon, and then shortly after that, we're going to have two other big new features. Am I not supposed to say?
I think you could say.
Okay. So one.
Keep those secret.
No, I'm going to say it. We're going to do adjustment layers and more tracks. So this is going to, combined with what we're putting out now, the keyframing and the speed ramping, this is going to be a real powerhouse for LumaFusion.
And one other thing you missed in that next pack is the AI-based background removal.
Oh, yeah.
That's all on device, machine learning, but beautiful background removal, so you don't have to have a green screen and can get a perfect key every time using AI-based background removal and some new keying features. So it'll be a lot of fun. Great new features coming in.
And one thing I want to say about AI is we are always going to dedicate ourselves to our users' privacy and security before the chance to make money off of AI. So we're always going to have safe AI that is machine learning and not sharing your data. So that's really important to me personally. So
you're reading my script because that's anytime anybody says AI, you have to ask about that.
Yeah.
And especially, it seems like right now as we record this, that's a huge question that seems to be going on about are things being trained? How are things being shared? What control do I have over it? So I will ask the question, if I'm using your version of AI, and I know this is a coming feature, it's staying on the machine. It's not coming back to you at all.
100%. We've never had and never will have any data going up to us that in any way identifies the user or any data we use any other way. We are actually using Apple's AI machine learning based features, which are always on device and never go up to the cloud. So yeah, we will never do that. So
the other thing, and I know we've talked about this before, but now I'm really curious with the M series chips coming, and they just get more powerful and more powerful. How much of this is affecting what you are able to do with what you're doing?
Right. Well, with each new iteration that Apple comes out with, they're obviously dedicated to moving forward with machine learning on device, and so they're making the chips more and more powerful with every release. And we found in the past, when we first started LumaFusion, we could only do 3 tracks of HD video, and now we can do, on their highest end device, 16 tracks of 4K video, So at every step, they keep upping the game for us, giving us a lot of power to be able to do what we want. And with machine learning, there's no question. They've already moved a long ways, and we have a really high expectations for this summer for what they're going to announce and release. And we'll take advantage of it and do AI the right way, do it on device, and give you a lot of powerful tools. What our goal is to make it so that we take away the drudgery from our users so they can focus on their creativity, do the things that just take time to do that a machine can do very easily, but don't interfere with your creative process.
Yeah, that's super important to me. I mean, I love editing, as you know. I say that all the time, and I do. I think that if if it's like a tabletop puzzle, if I bought a puzzle that I was really going to enjoy, and I pressed a button and I said, do it, and it was done. It would be the worst tabletop puzzle in the world, right? And I don't want that to happen with my editing. I want to make the creative decisions, and I want our product to do that for our customers. Just let them do their own creative work, not do it for them like AI.
It's an interesting distinction, trying to balance that out, because I'm as bad as anybody else. I've played with the image generators. They create things that, for better or worse, I could never create. But, the most I did was talk to it. And so I really still struggle with the fact that it's not exactly mine.
It's not yours. And you won't feel the joy that you get from being creative if you just, even if you're typing prompt, it's not the same as creating something yourself. And furthermore, read the privacy policies of those apps that are doing that stuff, because they will say things like, we can take all of your media from your timeline, all of your media that we can access from the app, which would be your whole photos library, all your keystrokes, all your contacts. Those are all up for grabs in those privacy policies, and you sign one and you're given that all away. So just, know that and make your own decision, but we won't do that to you. Yeah.
I didn't mean to turn this into a privacy discussion, but it's important.
I was on a panel on Tuesday, just exactly about that topic, where AI is, because you'll see it here in the show. People are moving there very quickly without a lot of thought of what are the guardrails we're putting in place, and what are the ethical concerns, what are the copyright concerns, what are the concerns for how it's going to displace people. I think we do need to think about those. AI is going to do a lot of good. I don't doubt that, but we shouldn't be just all in on saying, oh, let it do whatever we want. Let companies do whatever we want. We trust everybody. They're not going to do anything bad with that.
Yeah, and there's a law of logic that says if something is that thing, it's also not the opposite of that thing. And that is, if we say to AI, do all of our jobs, AI is going to do all of our jobs. And if we don't have jobs, what are we going to do? So let's be careful and thoughtful about it. Let's try to make laws and standards that protect us from ourselves.
Yeah, good point. One thing I always want to touch on, because what you create is so powerful. I know you've had a number of training initiatives going on in the background in the past. Are those all still going on, and have they been added to?
Yeah, Carolyn Scott is still running the academy, and she does live lessons with people all the time, and yes, it's a great program.
And every day there's new content on our YouTube channel with new ways to do things, and it's just incredible the amount of content you can find to do exactly what you want to do in LumaFusion. It makes it easy and fun to do.
With all the tools the amazing tools we see here at NAB, that's something I still find lacking in so many cases. Is we've created this, and really the only people that know how to use it are the people that developed it.
Right.
And and sometimes trying to get that out of them is like pulling teeth. So the fact that you make it easy to learn your product is phenomenal.
And we've really designed the product so that, because I'm not an editor, a lot of people are editors all the time. We want our product to be the kind of editor that you can pop into 3 weeks after having used it the last time and pretty well remember how to use it without a lot of effort. Most desktop editors are not going to give you that experience. You're going to have to go back to the user guide, find, how do I do this little thing? We try to make things apparent, easy to understand, and then if you need to, you can go to our videos to quickly get the answer that you want.
Oh, also, we're over at BEA. We have a booth over at BEA this year, which is the Broadcast Education Association. And over there, we're showing that we have developed an education program for Android and Chrome OS, where you can buy licenses for your students. And we're part of the Apple Education Volume Purchase Program, where you can get it, I think it's 50% off. And we have lesson plans now for various types of videos that you can do on our website.
Again, and that watching what the kids could do now with the tools that you guys provide and some others provide, makes me feel very old because I struggle to do some of what they just seem to whip together with no trouble.
It comes naturally to them, but yeah, it really does.
Well, they're that blank slate. We have all this baggage that we're dragging around.
That's right.
So, I always have to ask about the pricing models because, you guys do things a little differently.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Okay. Well, we have always been about selling a product to the customer that they can use forever, that they don't have to subscribe to and then lose features. So we've always been a pay once, have everything you want. So, with our new features, we've added new features that only a subset of our users might want, like multicam and like the new enhanced keyframing and speed ramping. And those are, again, additional purchases. So, multicam is about is $19.99. It's a one-time purchase, So even if you bought everything in the app right now, you'd spend $50 one time and you'd have it forever. And we think that's important, because I know I don't like subscriptions very much, and they keep adding up. And I don't like subscriptions for something that's a tool that I'm going to use. I don't mind subscriptions for content, which we have a content subscription in the app, an completely optional one. But just to be able to use the app that I purchased, I don't want to keep paying for it every month, to keep using it. And we really believe strongly in that.
Well, and with the pricing of your app, there are times that some apps, I kind of understand it, but the subscription models are being applied to things that really, if I use it every hour, every day, okay. Sure. If it's really super privacy focused, yes, I want that to be updated constantly. But if I'm going to pick it up and use it maybe once every 3 weeks, 4 weeks, I struggle with it.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like I would think a subscription would be appropriate for things that have a service associated with it, where the developers have to keep going back every week to make sure it's up to date, like you said, for privacy or for other things. That makes sense for a subscription, and I'm behind that. But yeah, LumaFusion, we do update and we do work every day on it, and it is a lot of work. But the things you already bought, we're not updating those every day, So yeah.
Well, I know you have people here that want to see you. So where can we send folks to learn everything about what you do?
Well, okay, we are here. I actually don't know our booth number, so
that's all right. We can't find the booths anyway.
We're in Upper South Hall in the Creative Lab Zone, the Creative Lab Zone, and you can find us there. There's a number of great small companies here with really creative products, and so come see them all, and it's a lot of fun.
And the website, of course, is
www.lumatouch.com.
Guys, it's so good to see you. I'm glad we get to do it another year.
I'm glad too.
Thanks, Chuck.
Thank you. Visit MacVoices.com for show notes and to connect with Chuck on social media. Get involved in our Facebook group or like our Facebook page, and get more out of your Apple tech with MacVoices Magazine, free on Flipboard and on the web. And if you find value in it all, consider supporting us through either our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/MacVoices or by making a one-time donation via the PayPal link on our front page and in the show notes of each episode. You will join these fine people who help bring you Mac Voices. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CashFly at cashfly.com.